YouTube, welcome back to Common Sense, Logic, and Reason. And as always, thank y'all for watching, and I appreciate all my viewers. But as y'all know, if you watch my videos, you know that I like to cite from Dr. Michael Savage when he says that liberalism is a mental disorder, and it really is because they prove it all the time. If you have any doubt, just go watch a Mark Dice video, or go watch an Orange Shorter video of InfoWars. Watch him interview these liberal leftists at their own rallies if you have any doubt. My biggest problem, or really the problem with leftists, liberal leftists, is that they seem to be extremely idealistic. They operate based upon ideas, very idealistic, whereas conservatives, we are principled. We operate based upon tried and true principles. They're completely idealistic and they live in fantasy land. I know they believe that you can, wave a magic wand or cast a spell, right, and take a 4-foot tent, and then make the inside of this tent the size of a house. Well, that may work in the world of Hogwarts on a big screen. That may work for Harry Potter, but that doesn't work in the real world. Well, one of these ideas that liberal leftists stand on is the minimum wage. You often hear them talking about, a living wage, as if you can legislate a living wage. You can't legislate a living wage. You have to earn a living wage, okay? If you want a living wage, you got to go out there and gain some living skills. Well, Alexandra Cortez, she just recently she wanted this seat in the district in New York. And a few weeks back, she visited a coffee shop that she used to work at. Now, they were going out of business, so I'm guessing she was there for moral support. But what was the reason that they went out of business? Well, the district, or the area that they're in New York, was about to implement a $15 minimum wage law. And this business apparently couldn't absorb the cost. And with liberals, what I find funny with their ideals, their liberal ideas, they're all from the standpoint of the evil, greedy, rich people, right? All these evil, greedy, rich people, these multinational corporations, but very rarely do you see them with their ideals from the standpoint of a small business owner. And small business is something like 70 to 80% of the country is small business. So that's the majority of our economic situation, our economy. They don't care about it. They can only see big business and rich people. Well, anyway, what does that mean for small business owners or business in general? Well, let's say that there's a small business owner or a business in the same area in the district who's facing the same issue, or who have to face the same issue of a $50 minimum wage law. Let's say that person has 10 employees, small business owner, and pays them $10 an hour. His job may be rated at $9-10 an hour, and that's what they paid him. So now this small business owner now has the issue of being faced with a $15 minimum wage. So what does that mean for that person? Well, for every $1 an hour a person makes, they're going to get paid $40 a week. Again, providing they work 40 hours in a week. Your full-time employee, that is. So that's $40 a week. And we talking an extra $5 an hour, so that's $200 a week. Okay, that's $400 a pay period. And in most months, everyone's going to have 2 pay periods in a month. So that's $800 a month per employee. And we're talking 10 employees here. So now this employer's labor costs just went up by that's $8,000 a month. Okay, so their labor costs, which is usually, it is not usually, labor is the most expensive cost for any business. Their labor costs just went up 50%. And if you're a small business owner and you just barely making a profit, or you just making squeezing out a decent profit, that can throw a monkey wrench in your plan. You know, how many small business owners really truly can absorb that? Well, let's say that this business owner, right? And again, you know, you can't wave a magic wand and legislate a living wage, because there's always going to be consequences and repercussions. So let's say that this business owner, when faced with this, pulls out his profit loss statement. He starts making adjustment. He tries to enact a plan to absorb this cost. Realize that the person, they just can't absorb the cost. You know, they can barely absorb half of that, but damn sure not the full cost. The full cost of this. And you know, they can always try to cut expenses and cut back on labor, but the owner decides that, you know, we have to cut back. They would have to cut back at least half of his labor to absorb that cost. And the you know, could they possibly do that? Well, the owner decides, concludes that there's no way, shape, or form that they can run that business would have to stop. You know, if they hire 10 people, they need 10 people. It's not like a government where they just hire extra people they don't really need. The private sector hires what they need because they have to turn a profit. So this person decides there's no way, shape, or form that they can absorb the cost of a $15 minimum wage, and there's no way, shape, or form that they can run their business at half the staff. So they decide that the best out would just be to close their doors. And therefore, the living wage of those people, his employees, or well, zero. The same with that coffee shop. The living wage of those people, zero. And I guarantee you, this coffee shop isn't the only business that's facing this and is probably going to close their doors or going to have major adjustments, including such things as cutting staff. Again, reducing several people's living wage to zero. You can't wave a magic wand and legislate a living wage. People will adjust, and like I said, I'm pretty sure many businesses have had drastic changes because of this, and will probably maybe close their doors because of it, all because of a liberal idea. And these people, they believe in these ideas even though every time they've been enacted, they don't work or cause major problems. Yet they still believe in the nonsense. That's why people say that liberals are so insane. And of course, Alexandra Cortez, I know she believes in that minimum wage stuff, even though knowing that it should close this business down. I mean, there's other people out there who trying to come up just like she did, getting a low-paying job just to make ends meet, just to get some experience in the real world, like she did, but they won't have that experience now because basically small business owners just want, or people won't hire them. You know, at $15 minimum wage, they're going to want to hire more skilled people, and you can't blame them for demanding more skills if you're going to pay more people. You know, and the thing about this, the minimum wage laws, is that they always end up hurting the people that these liberal leftists are supposedly trying to help. And you know, the very first minimum wage laws were enacted during the days of slavery. You know, and back then you had for-hire slavery, where slaves will work and perform various skills, same that white people did, but they would undercut them. And people went with the cheaper labor. You know, why pay more to get the same thing? Well, the first minimum wage laws were enacted to prevent slaves from undercutting their work, and undercutting their pay and fees, and thus they have to charge the same thing as white people. And I guess many people went with white folks, but the first minimum wage laws was enacted to, you can say, either help the white people back then or harm the black people, the slaves. But it's just more example how the just the insanity of the left. And they stand by these principles that just never work wherever they have been tried and enacted. It just doesn't make any sense. But I would love, again, I would love for somebody to speak to her. And I haven't heard any interviews, if they were, but I would love for Alexandra Cortez to explain how she, as a liberal leftist, or any liberal leftist, support this $50 minimum wage law, even though you've seen the negative impact of it. And I believe the same thing happened in California, Los Angeles. They instituted $50 minimum wage, and it had the same impacts all throughout their economy. It's just insanity of the left. So if anyone doubts that and say, well, it's not right, it is wrong, no, it's not wrong. The left is really, truly insane. But anyway, y'all, as always, until next time.